I overcame depression. The journey of self-healing is so personal. Hurt, loss, abuse, addiction. I ended up becoming depressed. I've made too many mistakes. I've done too much wrong. I've gone too far. Woe is me. The more you focus on your solutions, the more solutions will come. I am That's Candace, and for those of you who know me, you might have heard my story, you might have heard parts of my story, but today I come to talk from the perspective of how I overcame depression. For those of you who don't know, I suffered a lot of losses when I was 22. My son's father, who was at the time my boyfriend of 6 years, my first love, was murdered in front of me and my son. After that, I experienced abusive marriage. I went to prison, and 6 days after me coming home, my sister passed. After that, I took more losses, lost my grandmother. Actually, tomorrow will make 2 years that she has been passed away. And so going through all of the different hurt, loss, abuse, addictions, I ended up becoming depressed. I ended up feeling like, I've made too many mistakes. I've done too much wrong. I've gone too far to become the best version of myself. I've gone too far to overcome the hurt or the loss that I've been through. And I would get into deep days of depression where I wouldn't want to get out of the bed. I would stay in the bed for weeks. I would just be so woe is me. I would be so hard on myself. I couldn't even think of one positive thought or even one reason to live. And I'm a mom, and not even that was a strong enough reason. I just didn't want to be here anymore. I didn't focus on my now. I focused on, I'll do better my next lifetime. My next lifetime, I'll have the family I want. I'll be able to provide, give my son a family. Things will just be better. And so I went through a lot of very dark periods where I didn't see myself having anything that I really desired, or I didn't see myself living the life that I had desired. So in this year, 2023, this is the best I've ever felt. This is the most clear, the most fulfilling year that I've had, not in accomplishment, but just in knowing that I'm gonna make it, just in knowing that I'm okay, just in knowing that, guess what? All that I've been through has worked together for my good. All the work that I'm putting now is getting me towards my ultimate goal of being an international motivational speaker. A few weeks ago, I just completed a book and I'm getting it published. So I'm soon to be a published author. And there are so many things that are connected to my purpose, me teaching, me speaking to people, me counseling people, me being an empowerment coach. These are all things I've always known were deep down inside of me, but this is the first year that I'm able to execute. And so I was thinking, what can I share? What would really help those who are watching me, those who are new to my channel, those who are connecting with me? And it's a how-to overcome depression. What did I do? What were the steps that I took? First thing I can say is I focused on my solutions. I focused on, let me say this. I began listening to different motivational speakers, and one theme that ran through all of the things that I would watch is you have to change your mind in order to change your circumstance. And so what is changing our mind? Changing our mind is changing what we think about, changing how we view our situations, changing how we feel about our situations, changing what we put into our mind, changing our words, right? And so I realized, the more you focus on a thing, the more that thing expands. So if I focus more on my problems, I'm going to get more problems. But if I focus more on my solutions, I'm going to get more solutions. So I decided, let me focus on solutions. I understand, yes, I had a rough childhood. Yes, things have not gone my way. Yes, I've experienced these disappointments. Yes, I messed up. Yes, I have a record. Yes, I have all these different things against me. But what is it that I want? I want peace. I want joy. I want stability. I want to provide a stable environment for my son. I want him to have great memories. I want him to have a better life than what I had. And so what does that take? That takes focus. That takes being intentional. That takes being determined, right? And so as I decided, okay, which way can I go to get to who I am called to be, or to get to my purpose, or to get to my destiny or my ultimate goals, I realized, okay, I have to focus on solutions. If I'm angry, how do I reduce my anger, right? And a lot of that was attributed to substance abuse, to drinking. You know, if you drink and you're feeling all good, or you're smoking and you're feeling all good, and then as soon as you're sober, you can't deal with real life. So I cut out those habits of drinking, of smoking, of being around negative people, and that helped me with my anger. I also was a very ungrateful person. No matter how much I was blessed with, I was still counting my losses. I was still counting my woes. So I read a book by John Craylick called Simple Acts of Gratitude, and that really helped me to shift my perspective and becoming more grateful about every single attribute, every single person, every single encounter of my life. And so as I realized the different personality traits or flaws or hindrances that I had, I began to research and find, okay, if this is what's keeping me back, if it's my attitude, if it's my anxiety, if it's my negative outlook, what are some things that I can actually do? What are some books I can read? Who are some people I can listen to? What are some affirmations I can tell myself to help me not feel those ways? And as I began to practice thinking differently and responding differently, or just not having a response at all, I began to get closer to my solutions. The more you focus on your solutions, the more solutions will come. Focusing on solutions was one way that I helped myself to beat my depression. Another thing was I focused on how I felt. What you get, how you feel is a direct correlation on what you get. When you're feeling good, when you're looking good, when you're thinking good, you're attracting or you're drawing good things to you. Good things come to those who are in a good space, right? And so I had to realize I want to feel good no matter what. Even if somebody does something I don't like, says something I don't like, I still want to feel good. And I realized that it couldn't be anything outside of me that caused me to feel good, that it needed to be something from within that was going to keep me grounded in feeling good, not just feeling good for a moment, but to really feel good within myself. And so what made me feel good was going places that I enjoyed, eating foods that I enjoyed, listening to songs that I enjoyed, seeing views that I enjoyed, meditating, doing yoga, working on my body, learning new things. There were so many things once I really thought about and asked myself, you know, what makes me feel good? The more that I was able to come up with good feeling things, the more good feeling things came to me. I was invited to different things. Doors just started opening up because my mindset was focused on feeling good. We have to evaluate, okay, I want to be better. I want to do better. I want more money. I want these different things to happen, but am I positioning myself to receive those things that I say that I want? When you start focusing on, hey, I want to feel good, and you start doing the work for yourself, everything else around you will begin to align with that feeling that you are trying to create for yourself. And so just me writing felt good to me. Me creating, me thinking of positive thoughts, me envisioning myself being on the grand stage, me envisioning myself with a family, me envisioning myself with all the things that I desired also made me feel good. So we have to focus on what we're focused on. We have to be mindful of what we put our minds on. And the more I became intentional about just sitting and thinking, I can smell my new house. I can feel myself walking on stage. I can see myself signing autographs. I can feel myself evolving into the person I've always wanted to be. The closer and closer I began to get to my dreams, people came and asked me to speak, or somebody wants me to counsel, or somebody wants to know about my book, or people want to be a part of what I have going on. And it's like, okay, this is the feeling that I wanted to feel, but here's the trick. You gotta feel the feeling before the actual thing comes. That's manifestation. When you feel good before it gets there, the better you feel, you gain what's called momentum, and that thing that you desire will come to you faster. It's not to say that it won't come. It's not to say that God won't bless you, but the better you feel, the faster you attract the things that you desire. Another way that I overcame and conquered my depression was I was very careful about the connections I had. If I was connected to people who were not adding light to my life, or adding energy, or adding positivity, or just there to help me become a better person, I had to end those relationships. You cannot heal in the same place where you get sick. If you're dealing with depression and your friends are depressed, or you're dealing with depression and you're talking to somebody like, girl, guess what happened? This was messed up today. So Tyrone didn't come get the kids. And you're dealing with all of these negative things. It's like a virus. If you have a cold and you go around people who are constantly coughing on you, you're not going to get rid of that cold. And so in order to get rid of it, you have to isolate. You have to take your medication. You have to allow the body rest in order to heal. And so a lot of times there's isolation before elevation. There's separation before elevation. And we're wondering, well, where are all my friends? Where are all the people I knew? And God will allow you to be by yourself for a period so that he can talk to you, so that he can strengthen you, so that he can remind you of all the promises that he has given to you, so that he can teach you, so that he can sharpen you, so that when you are connected to people, you're drawing people who are like-minded. You're drawing people who have a similar spirit. You're drawing people, the type of people that you desire to have in your life. So just me evaluating, okay, this person is saying things that I don't like, or putting an energy in my space. I'm already over here trying to beat depression. I'm already, you see me on social media and I'm all smiling, but I'm over here ready to give up. And then here comes somebody else adding to me wanting to give up. It's like, okay, no, it's time out for those connections. Those connections could be family. Those connections could be the person you're in love with. Those connections can be longtime friends. But in your journey of becoming the best version of you and overcoming and defeating depression, you have to put you first. You have to put you first. You have to say, you know what? If I can't be good to myself, I can't be good to anybody else. If I cannot take the steps for myself, I cannot help those connected to me take the steps that they need to take to be the best version of themselves. And sometimes you have to be selfish. Sometimes you have to realize this is about me, my journey, my healing, my evolution, my solutions, me becoming the best version of myself, me connecting to that who I am designed, purposed, called, and destined to be. And this is personal. The journey of self-healing is so personal. It's not about anyone else but you. And I always want you to remember that. The last thing that I want to share that helped me to overcome my depression was to remain active. If I laid in the bed and just sat there and thought about my woes and thought about my problems and let my mind, the thoughts in my mind eat me up, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere. But me getting up, going walking. If you look at some of my other videos, that was when I began my walking journey over a year ago. Me just walking every day, me writing every day, me going to the lake and sitting there and talking to God, or me just getting out, going out, smiling, saying hey to people. You have to stay in motion. When you get stagnant, that's when you get stumped. That's when it's easier for you to become defeated. If you're in a fight, right, and you just stand there, you're bound to take more shots. But if you move your feet and you move around, guess what? You might miss some of those shots that you would have felt. And then as you move around, that momentum builds up your strength. It builds up your energy. It takes energy to heal. It takes energy to create. It takes energy to elevate. So those are the ways the things that I use, those are the ways that I overcame my depression, and I hope this helps somebody. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.